Hi everyone! So can you guys guess which Bruise is the real one and which one is fake? Is it the left one or the right one? Let's find out, shall we? So the easiest way to learn how to make a fake Bruise is to copy a real one. I'm starting off with a white pencil to make the shape of the bruise, but this step is totally optional. I will be using two colors to fill in the shape of the bruise. The first one I'm using is a bright yellow. If you look at the real bruise, you can see that yellow is the undertone for this bruise, along with dark green, which I will be using as my second color. I'm using grease paint for this tutorial, which I will be applying with a sponge, a soft brush, or just my fingers, whatever works best for you. So the third color I'm using is a dark plum. I'm using this color as a undertone, meaning that it will disappear after applying the rest of the colors, but it will help to make the bruise more vivid later on. So after applying three colors as my undertone, I'm going to add more detail and use the colors that are really visible on top of the bruise. Starting off with my fourth color, which is a dark blue. The brush that I'm using is a small angled brush that is mostly used for eyeliner, but it works really well to add detail. After applying every color, you should always blend the colors together. You can use your finger or a soft fluffy brush to do this. I'm using my dark green again to add more detail. I'm trying to copy the bruise as much as possible. After a while, you will notice that the plum color I used as an undertone is starting to disappear. I'm also reapplying the yellow that I used before, because if you look at the real bruise, you can see that yellow is a lot more present in the center of the bruise. This yellow also shows you why I used plum as a undertone, because it really helps to give the yellow a different shade. I'm using my angled brush again to apply small dots in a plum color. These dots are really visible in the real bruise and will help to make your fake bruise look more realistic. I'm applying these details in a plum color, a blue and purple. So at this point I'm just adding and blending my makeup, going back and forth between the 5 colors I used. I'm always blending out the colors so that nothing looks harsh or fake. I also want to add that I'm applying the colors pretty vivid because we will be applying a translucent powder afterwards. The powder will set your makeup and prevent it from smudging, but it will also take away the shine and some of the vividness. Okay, if you're happy with the results, you can set your makeup with a translucent powder or some baby powder. So I hope this tutorial was somewhat helpful. I mainly want to post this to show you guys that the best way to learn how to make a bruise is by copying a real bruise. A bruise has so many different stages, they can be very subtle or super colorful, so it's up to you what kind of bruise you want to apply. If you don't bruise easily, you can use pictures or just experiment with the colors I used. So I made a couple of swatches for you guys to show you which colors that I used in this tutorial and which colors I use most of the time when I'm applying a bruise. I have a bright yellow, which is probably the first color I apply almost every time. There's a dark green and a plum color. This plum kind of looks like a dark red, but it's such an important color. I use it so often, not only for bruising but also for other special effects makeup. The purple and the dark blue I use mostly for adding details, or maybe if there's like a dark patch in the bruise. I didn't use the brown for this tutorial, but I use it quite often. It tends to make the bruise look more aged, if that makes any sense. So if you want to buy these colors, I would suggest you buy a bruise wheel like this one, which has all the colors I used and is really comes in handy. This one is from a brand called Graftobian, but I think that other brands will sell it too. So good luck, and if you have any questions, suggestions or requests, you can leave a comment or send me a message on Facebook. And that's it. Bye bye!